Hi, my name is Elizabeth Daniels. I'm a mental health counselor. Today's topic is how to reduce anger in another person. Now, the first thing we want to remember when interacting with a person who's angry is that anger is a secondary emotion. That means that another emotion came before the anger emotion was there. Now, to understand this a little better, let's take a look at emotions overall. Emotions can be categorized in many different ways. I like to just put them into two different categories. It makes it much simpler. So let's say that one category includes those emotions that feel good in our body. They're positive feeling. There's a sense of empowerment there. These emotions could include joy, contentment, eagerness, enthusiasm, happiness, um, feeling of gratefulness, satisfaction, and they all have this underlying sense of empowerment. Now, we could label these emotions as love-based emotions. Now, on the other hand, the other category, we could categorize them as fear-based emotions. And these are emotions that are negative feeling in the body and have an overall sense of disempowerment. These emotions could include envy, jealousy, guilt, shame, feeling hurt, scared, discouraged, disappointed. All of them have this sense of disempowerment, hopelessness, helplessness. And these are the primary emotions that are underneath the emotion of anger. So we could say that a person who is angry is a person who is feeling disempowered, or a person who is feeling scared or fearful. Now, these emotions that come up, whether we're feeling empowered or disempowered, have to do with a couple of things. First of all, it could be the environment. Our emotion is giving us information about the environment. Is the environment safe? What is it? Is it a happy environment? Is it contented? Is it bringing us something we need or want? So really, our determination on whether we feel a disempowered emotion or an empowered emotion has to do with the environment, the way we're thinking about an event, a person, an interaction we're having, or if a need of ours is being met or not being met. So here's a person who, let's say a customer who purchased an item, and they get the item home and it breaks. Now, they were all hopeful, feeling good. They bought this new item. They had high hopes for this item. They paid good hard-earned money for this item, and it breaks. Now there's a sense of I have no control over this. I paid for this, it's not working. Now I have to take it back to the store, or I just have to suffer and throw it out, and I'm lost. I've lost the use of this item and I paid for it. Both of those scenarios can bring about feelings of feeling disempowered. So let's say the person decides to take it back to the store. Now there's a whole bunch of other things that they have to contend with. Number one, feelings that what if I take it back and the person isn't going to understand me? What if they're not going to refund my money? What if I'm not going to get the item replaced? And even the fear or the apprehension about interacting and bringing the concern up with the person they're returning it to or they're complaining to. So all of these kinds of feelings, disempowered feelings, can cause feelings of anger. The second thing we want to watch for when we're interacting with an angry person is our body awareness and body awareness of the other person. For example, we want to have an open, pleasant, receptive body posture so that the angry person feels as if we're listening to them, we care about them, we care about their plight, whatever's happening, and that we are not rejecting of them or going to turn them down in some way. For example, if we have our arms crossed and we're turned away from them, this is not going to help reduce their anger because most likely they will begin to feel more disempowered, which will increase their anger. So we want to have an open, friendly, receptive posture. We want to lean forward slightly, but not too much that it can be taken as a sign of aggression, because that, of course, can increase a sense of fear, which could then increase their sense of anger. Another thing we want to look for in body posture is that our shoulders and their shoulders are parallel. So if they're sitting down and we're sitting down when they're angry, we're at a similar shoulder height. And so they'll be less likely for them to feel more threatened. Now, if we stand up and they remain seated, this could increase their anger because now they're feeling less empowered. So we want to, if we're standing up and they're sitting down and they're angry, we want to sit down and get down to their shoulder level so that they feel less threatened. The other thing is our eye contact. We want to keep eye contact to show that we're interested, but we don't want to do the stare down. Staring is actually a form of aggression, is a nonverbal way to show aggression. So we want to keep eye contact. We don't want to be rolling our eyes and doing that kind of thing. All that is rejecting, which can increase their anger. Let's see, another thing we want to be aware of is we want to be good listeners and not be good talkers. Angry people want to be heard. So if you're interrupting them, if you're trying to talk over them, this is not going to help reduce their anger. Okay, let's see. Did I miss anything? Eye contact, body awareness. Also, an angry person, when they start to, anger has sort of a peak, and they go up at the height of anger, and then they start coming down in the emotion. When they start coming down from their anger, they're starting to get in touch with more of those disempowering emotions. They may look down. Their eyes might look down to the ground. That means they're accessing other emotions. So you want to watch for that, because that means their emotion is decreasing. So basically, anything we try to do when we're interacting with an angry person needs to be something that is empowering to them, something that's giving them a sense that, hey, hopefulness about this. I have hopefulness about this situation, that something's going to improve here, or at least I'm being heard. So your assignment for today, your assignment challenge for today, if you want to try this out, is to think of a time when you were angry and write this down on a piece of paper and write down what you were thinking, what you were feeling. I was feeling furious at this person. I was thinking, how dare they do this to me? It isn't fair. Don't they have a brain in their head? Can't they think? Just write all that down so you can get the feeling of the anger. And then ask yourself, what disempowering emotion, what negative feeling emotion under the fear-based emotions was there? Was I feeling sad? Was I feeling scared? Was I feeling jealous? Was I feeling discontented, disappointed? What emotion was there? Then what you want to do is actually feel that emotion. Feel it. What does the feeling of feeling disappointed feel like? And know that it's okay to feel disappointed. It's a natural emotion that we all feel at one time or another. And then you could even go as far as to look for the need that wasn't being met. Well, I was really feeling disappointed because my need for consistency in the world wasn't being met. I was just hoping that it would work out this way, and it didn't, and I felt disappointed, and this seems to happen a lot, and I just couldn't take it anymore, and I started to get angry. Now, this is called, when we do this process, it's called having empathy for yourself. And when we can learn to have empathy for ourselves and understand our own anger and our own sort of process of how we get to anger, makes it much easier when we're interacting with someone else who's angry and helping them through that interaction. So I hope this was helpful information for you. And remember, we can liberate our mind one thought at a time. See you next week. Bye.